The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Speaker.
I call the Honourable Parakura Horomia. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe. Te pai o te rangi nei, te kai whakahaere o te whare nei, ke te tai tata te tata ki te otinga o te hikoi roro atu o tēnei rangi. Ia koutou i te haukainga, o Tamanuhiri, e mihi koina. Tēnā koutou. E tai kaha te koutou tata ana ki o whanaunga tata ki te wāhi nei o te whare mere. Te wāhi e mahi atu ngā tangata o te karauna ki a koutou. E tautoko ti atu ngā whakaaro o te tuahinea tariana, o te tukuna o te whenua, o te tāhai hoki o te katoa o te whenua a koutou mai te karauna. Rere tēnā koutou. E te matua nao, e mihi koina kia koe. Kia rātou i roto tu tātou rōpū kaha, rua te kaumā waru. Tēnā koe mō tērā. Mai tō haerenga mai muri wai, tai atu ki te pakanga, hoki ora atu i te kāna, i konei kia koe tēnā koe mō tērā. E koutou ngā mea paka ki o te kāna. E rongo atu tātou, e ki te atu tātou te mahi i roti a tā maha rongo whakaata. Ori tatu ki a koutou. E mohi atu koutou te mamai. Ngā nawe e putana mai te mahi o ngā hoia. Rore tēnā koutou. Nā te mea e nui atu ngā whakaaro i roti a tātou o te mahi ki ai Tamanuhiri. E mahi kino, e mahi tau reka reka. Tērā no te mahi ki a rātou. Engari e kaha ana rātou, hei ora atu. Rore tēnā tātou. E te tuahine e tariana, e kaha. Nā te mea, Mr. Speaker, as this is my last chance to talk today from the side, I thought I will embellish, understanding that my relations with Ngai Tamanuhiri will always have my support and our support. I want to mihi to my whanaunga nā and everybody else up there. Kia ora koutou. He was 50 the other day, like tauhenare. So kia ora tata. Happy birthday. Mr. Speaker, as Tariana pointed out, Minister Turia pointed out, that to cede all of their land through ungracious actions of the Crown is something that makes the mind boggle. I could just imagine half these dairy farmers losing their land today. That's what we should do as the Crown, take their land off. What's wrong with them, Mr. Finlayson? Take half the farms away from them. Give it to the Chinese, take it off them. And give it to these people. Because that's exactly what happened here. That's the reality. That's what happened. They took the land off them. They had no say. And if you've ever been to Muriwai, my cousin Fuchsia went over there and lived there. I'm not too sure what she was doing there, but she always said it was paradise. And if you go to Muriwai, they've still got the old trees growing. Their whare is strong. They feed you like Billy-O, and they're great people. They are great people. And Barney Whaitiri always said that the water that laps here will always sustain us like our whakapapa did. And those people have passed on, a lot of them, Naki and all of the kaumātua aren't here today. But they've seen fit to come down here. So, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to talk over a couple of the issues in relation to the settlement. I see there's a Crown mineral protocol in this function, Minister. Very interesting. I hope they strike gold. I'm not laughing. I'm serious. I hope they do. I don't care what the Greens think or you think. I hope that they strike whatever. And that it is put in real context, that it's not given to them and then taken away. And the Minister knows I've been on his case for a fair while. He's going to end up a sir, I think, sometime. But you know, all these government agencies and these protocols, whether it's WINS, SIFs, DOC's in here, DOC's always in here. And I found it very interesting when you get to the summary, what do they say? I'll read you what they say. You can tell I just... Is there any private land being transferred? No. Are the public rights affected? No. Public access. What are statutory acknowledgements? Not too many of them, but relevant to the Resource Management Act. A lot of no's in here from a group of people who never even had an answer, yes or no, and took everything. And that the deed of settlement is 11.07 million plus interest, and the value of the cultural redress is getting there. But I think with this claim, building on what Minister Turia said, there has to be more than just a sign-off. as Tauhenare says, let's get on with the business. This puts right a terrible wrong. And for me, it's a wonderful day to celebrate. And that's why I want this, not one of those monsters up there. And they'll most probably see me on TV. You're not supposed to say anything bad about the press. Makes me bloody sick that all they're talking about is Māori being mad, bad and sad and Tauhenare smoking. We're a lot better than that. Yes, we are, Mr. Speaker. Māori's a lot smarter than that. And these people have stood the worst of the worst in the sense of losing all their land. And they go home. And the irony is, when the coloniser came, and that little short Pākehā fellow, or British fellow, jumped up and said, "Land ahoy," it was the first place in New Zealand they saw. You wouldn't believe it, the way they've been treated. And I say that seriously, not because they're here. And that we need to be reminded about that. And that we need to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. And I know that the two ministers there sitting over there will listen attentively and bring some real credence to these partnerships. And that's one thing me and the minister agree on. No good writing out these protocols and these charters about be kind to them, Doc, be good to them, Linz, be kind to them, TBK, and nothing comes of it. Because that's what seems to be happening. So, Minister, again, I would encourage you to keep an eye on them. If you don't want to use Tariana or somebody, you get me. I'll keep an eye on them for them. Because it is a serious part of progress. What happens in continuation? Because the sums here, as much as they've agreed to, are but a pittance in relation to what was done. The land deal in relation to the forestry, that they get 50% and 50% is kept, is another issue. I'm glad that the funds go with it, but even in the sense of giving them the forestry and the purchase requirements, just my quick reading, it seems to be a bit rich. So I want to say that again, Minister, and I've been professing and offering you a whole lot of support. Here's a very important one, because we ain't quite there yet in finalising this. I notice in here that Young Nick's Head is renamed Te Kuri o Paua / Young Nick's Head. It's been like that for 100-odd plus bloody years as Young Nick's Head. Why not get rid of it and name it Te Kuri o Paua? What's the / business? I don't know whether we agreed to it or not, but seriously, what is that about? Now, I brought that up before. Te Kuri o Paua / keep everybody else happy, Young Nick's Head. Rubbish. And I know the minister agrees with me. Press don't really care about that. And it is right what was you know, everybody wants to talk about young Kāhui, and that's a dastardly, ugly deed in Patu Wahine and Patu Tangata. No doubt about it. And we participate in that, so do Pākehā. But the way it carries on in the press is that that's all we are, mad, bad and sad. And Mr. Speaker, you can ring the bell all you like, but I'll tell you this.
And I will.
I'll tell you this, that I don't want to leave here today knowing what will happen, that has happened in a whole lot of other settlements, that they've said, we sign a charter with them, we sign a fisheries charter, we found a Crown Minerals charter, and nothing. Titoi, nothing out of it. Nothing. And that's a fact. So I trust you, Minister, to do the right thing. And that thing about that sewerage that was in thing, these are the people who get it, the water that laps on them. But I've got to say it's a damn irony after 150 odd years. I was privileged enough to go up to the signing at the reserve. Like I said, I wanted to walk, but they put me on a helicopter with the minister. And we got up there. I was privileged to think that. There's a conservation American who got the land in the end of that. But at the end of the day, this isn't about keeping the other people happy. This is about putting something right that was terribly wrong in this country. And certainly we should be better than that as politicians and not just rise up when Maoris break a window in a shop or piss against the wall or something like that, because that's what makes the news. At the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, I would certainly want to suggest strongly that Ngai Tamanuhiri are given every support as they go through. The deal is the deal. Great. Whether it's the land that they've got to purchase, the forestry shares, whatever else. But they need a lot of help, ongoing help. It's not too easy to understand that the costs shoot up. There were no costs to the people who took them. They took it and they created wealth out of it. and there's been no analysis on that. It is really critical in my mind, at least, that we send them away understanding that they will be supported and cherished. Kia ora tata. Te rano te mea rotu aku mo te rangi nei. Been a great day for Māori to celebrate. On the Māori calendar, it's supposed to be a good day for fishing and a good day for getting kumara ready for this planting season. But this day should be remembered that we did these 4 treaty settlements together and we got a thing put right, as well as we could as politicians, and it's something we should celebrate about. Don't give me this nation head building thing and we don't show up to support it. Kia ora tata. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
I call the Honourable Minister Chris Finlayson. Tēnā